to Glam's Life. I have so much shit I need to get done in life, and it's awful. Being a college student is like the worst. Anyhow, I got new paper for paper stars. Hello, welcome in. Wish my tablet would load so that I could share the stream with my editings. Finally. My tablet's letting me do stuff. Oh my god. Setting up streams is annoying, especially when you're alone. No, but there's gonna be no friend this week with me because she is on a vacation. Which is like kind of sad because I love hanging out with her, but also like she needs more time off and to actually be able to take her days off at work. I mean, what's the point of getting vacation days if you do not get to use them? Then they're just going to waste. Like, I get it, we're mostly understaffed, but like, who cares? Thank you. Welcome in. Thank you. My best friend dyed my hair. Though, this used to be black, and now it's purple again, so... That's annoying. I wanted the black dye to stay in my hair, but, like, it did not. Because it's meant to be half black, half green, and now it's just purple and green. I mean, welcome to my channel. Yeah, no, it gives off Beetlejuice vibes, Joker vibes, just all the vibes, you know? I personally was trying to make it look more like Luna Snow, but since it's actually like almost impossible to get my hair to be white, I went with green and black. Y'all want me to do card readings? I can read y'all's futures. Thank you. Welcome in. It's Dr. Piepa. See, I work at KFC, and since we get paid the worst, our managers let us take whatever we want at the end of the night. So, in essence, we get free lunch and dinner, so. Like gender fluid? I mean, aren't you always technically? Aren't you always something if you are a something? But like, just don't know about it fully? Like if you're trans, you know you're trans from the beginning. You just don't know the word for it. Because it's a mental state. I like women's. If I can find a woman that is approximately 5'2" and like kind of small, we can share costumes. I got 103. And I specify woman because they need to be an adult. I mean, yeah. I study psychology, so most things is a mental state. Like, yeah, but like, I cosplayed like over 103 characters. So going through that list would be a while. That would take me a bit. No, I don't have the access to video games on my computer. Mainly because my computer can barely run my recording software, I'm not gonna lie. I play Minecraft, though. I like Minecraft. I mean, I'm really bad at the computer controls. I prefer playing on console when it comes to Minecraft, but I mean, with 103 cosplays of anime characters exclusively, I think I like anime a little bit more than the average person. I also read over 257 different mangas currently. I'm still waiting for them to finish writing them and update. I wish I could be vegan, but my body can barely sustain eating properly in the first place. So I do need to get protein in my diet, unfortunately. I really hate the taste of meat, though. It is absolutely disgusting. Yeah, my teeth are naturally like this. Yeah, but it's the easiest way, and I get food for free at my job, so I don't wanna live off of coleslaw and mashed potatoes. So if I have access to getting chicken for free, I'm just gonna take the free chicken. You know? If you don't have to pay for lunch and dinner every single day, why not? How'd it taste? What does elk taste like? I love Mao Mao, like the character from Apothecary Diaries. I love that she's into poisons. She's so cool. America. I'm currently watching Solo Leveling. I watch from Crunchyroll. I'm pretty sure most of it's free, though. It says it in my bio. Hello, welcome in. Solo Leveling? Yeah, no, it's also on Crunchyroll. I mean, I'm watching it in Japanese, so I don't know other language. Isn't that Russian? Cat. Though I also love crows and ravens. Like, ravens are very solo, independent creatures. They eat seeds and fruits because they have a hook-style beak, so it's better for opening up seeds and nuts and stuff. But they'll also eat fruit. Crows, they're scavengers, they'll eat anything, but they usually eat dead things. I I do watch Demon Slayer. I've read the manga specifically, so I kinda know how it ends already. But apparently, some people don't know that there's actually 2 versions of the ending for, Demon Slayer, and seeing the anime take versus the manga is a very different story. I have not watched the Demon Slayer movie. Hello, welcome in. Um, Constantine? That's a pretty good movie. Though I also like The Conjuring because it was filmed close by to where I live. So if I wanted to visit the Conjuring house, I could. It's not that far. I do watch anime. Mm, See, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is really, awful to watch. I just hate the visuals. The art sucks. Don't get me wrong, the storyline is good, but the art is awful, and it hurts my eyes to look at it. I'm very particular about the type of art styles that I'm willing to watch when it comes to anime. So I usually look for more cutesy styles rather than, outlandish art styles. I like it when it's more simple looking, because then it looks less, offensive to my eyes. 'Cause JoJo's Bizarre Adventure's art style and modern art give me the same vibe, where it's just too much and too little going on at the same time, where it makes it hard to focus on the meaning and the story. I have heard of Naruto, and I have not watched any of it because it looks a little childish and kinda stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Thank you. Welcome to being a Fab fan. I cosplay almost every Hashira from Demon Slayer currently. What painting in the background? There's no painting behind me. There's plants and wigs. There's no frames behind me. There isn't. I mean, there's mirrors on my wall. There's also shelves, but there's no paintings. There is a door behind me. That's my closet door. Are you talking about the door? Do you see how the closet is always open? That was a really bad joke. I can... That's my closet. Those are paintings. I mean, I guess it's, like, blurry, so there's not much detail. It's also on a smaller screen, so it makes sense that you wouldn't know what it is. Uh-oh. Ow. Yo, I cosplay a few characters from Chainsaw Man. I cosplay as Makima, and I cosplay as Reze. I say her name weird, and I know I do, but I'm gonna keep saying her name like that. I post a lot of art. Of course I like to draw. Lamau. Not really. Do you want to know the irony of what I was just listening to? So I was listening to this K-pop song by Twice called Lucky Lucky. Like the most cheerful, high-pitched sounding songs. I do not want to hear a joke. I listen to a lot of different music though, so I have no idea who Charlie Kirk is. I actually really hate the Saja Boys songs from the movie, and it's mainly because they're assholes. They're like, I know one of them tries to be nice, but I do not like any of them. Yes. I was looking at my grades from my I hope I should explain what I was just doing. I was looking at my grades from my class because I'm in a statistics class currently. And they regraded my assignment and I finally don't have a fucking 0. I was so upset because I got a 0 out of 75 and I finally have an A- on the assignment because I returned it in slightly different. And she's like, read the rubric and try again. But it's a high enough grade to where I'm actually happy, so I'm not as upset as I was. But also, I did not see a rubric at all when I was looking in the assignment section. Like, where's the template? But I found it when I was looking at the other section, which was part 2 of the assignment, and I found the template. So now I'm just like, well, that's awful, but you know what? I did fine. I got a good enough grade, and now I don't have a bad grade in this class. I was so worried. I can listen to literally any music and be happy and content, but I also grew up with a very vast amount of different musics just around me. And I do watch Death Note. I actually have a poster for Death Note. Um, it's in my closet currently because I ran out of wall space and I wanted to put up my posters that I got signed by voice actors. So I'm very happy with what I have. Um, but next time I kind of wish I had more money to spend on signatures. I can list a bunch of music I listen to. My playlists are currently unlisted when it comes to my YouTube channel, but these are playlists I actually listen to. Um, there's Penelope Scott, Lola Blank, Ava Max, Audrix, 21 Pilots, Fauzia, Murphy Elmore, Bella Porsche, Alan Walker, Suburban. I listen to a few Nightcore songs too because I just like the sound of it. It's a tone that I can hear properly. I am partially tone deaf. I am slightly tone deaf. So I don't hear every tone the same way as other people do, which is also why I don't speak in very many tones. I don't have a lot of tones in my voice. I'm a very monotone person. I listen to Marina. I listen to a lot of Alan Walker. I love Rare Americans. I love how there's a story to each of their songs, so it's really fun and interesting to listen to. Favorite anime character? Bro, that's impossible. I love so many characters. I know some people could immediately come up with an answer for that, and I just can't. Because I'm just like, I kind of just like them all equally for different reasons. Can't I like them just for different reasons and not have a favorite? My first anime was Death Note. I like horror movies, so growing up with horror movies, I kind of just got used to it. And so that ended up letting me listen to and watching Death Note first. Is that spelt right? Hello, welcome in. I like L. I don't know. It's a lengthy, pale emo boy. I don't like men, but L is my boy. I liked that they were smart. They liked strawberry cheesecake and strawberries. And so I was just like, I vibe with that. Like, if I could be friends with any of the characters from Death Note, I'd want to be L's friend. Yeah, but like, according to some of like the lore of Death Note, is L technically doesn't die. He just switches bodies. Take that for however you will. But like, according to some of the lore, technically, his character doesn't die. In a way. Take that for what you will. Hello. What an interesting name you have there, fellow. Yeah. Shinigami gamis in themselves are just like their own thing. But there was also a character that was capable of seeing with the Shinigami eyes, but he never had a death note. And he was as smart as L. And he tried to create the perfect murder case that L would never be able to crack. And the only reason L did is because he made a mistake. Hello. Yes, Beyond Birthday. The BB Case murders. I actually own the book. That was one of. I can't pronounce words that are weird, okay? I have a lisp. And it's really hard to pronounce things in the first place. Who's Kai? Another character I just like emo characters. I don't know. I think I vibed with them when I was younger, especially because they were just loner types, and I kind of like being alone, so I kind of understood where they're coming from. So there was Keith from Voltron. That's one of my I love that character because one, they're from a species that kind of looks like humans that are also cats. So I kind of just so he's half an emo cat species and just an emo boy. Ew. Weirdos. I think the funnier part is I actually cosplay as Marceline from Adventure Time. Yet again, love her character, but also I don't love you. Ew. Ugh. Yunwi. A skinwalker? It's a Native American folklore creature, I'm pretty sure. And, well, from what I remember it being, it is technically a witch that tries to change what its skin looks like and wears skin of another species to get close to what it's hunting. Because I didn't see it. I can see 3 comments at a time, sometimes 4. So if enough people type, I will just completely miss what you're saying. I actually know how to drive a motorcycle. But I also grew up with them. So I know Mandarin and sign language. I'm partially mute. I'm trying to remember. Because I tried having a conversation with a deaf guy, and I mean, I'm a little bit older than that. I'm not that young. Working on my bachelor's in psychology. These are my natural teeth. Born with them, raised with them. Of course I support Therians. They're so cute. I don't understand how anyone could be against it. It's kind of adorable. I just hope nobody makes it sexual, because it's a cute thing. It's meant to be cute. I don't want anyone to ruin it. Because the rule always makes things worse. Isn't it called like Rule 34, where it just anything can be turned remotely sexual? I hate that rule. Like, I know it's gonna happen, and the internet ruins everything, but like, can it just be this cute thing where people are being themselves and happy? That's it. I'm not gonna lie, I probably should consider myself a furry because of how many from how many pairs of ears I own. I own so many pairs of cat ears. You said back off to people who are being creeps. Now you have the option to remove the creeps and put them in timeout. But yeah, no, I have so many pairs of cat ears. I even own a few pairs of I own a few tails. They're all belts. They're really cute, but my goodness. America. I know, I'm surprisingly unbiased for an American. Actually, that reminds me. Where's my other fluffy hat? No, I can only find the one that doesn't match my outfit. It doesn't match my outfit at all, but it's like so cute and fluffy. I don't support presidents. I find them hypocritical assholes, but I also hate the government itself. So, take that for what you will. Technically, I don't have any pets, but my dad has a cat and a dog, and my sister-in-law, she has a cat, and I love them all. No, thank you. I just make my own things. Mainly because I'd like to, but when I can't make my own things, or I just don't have the material access, I kinda just buy them online for as cheap as possible. And I'm really good at finding how to buy things from factories directly, so I don't have to buy it through a third-party seller that obnoxiously ups the price for no reason. I film a lot of videos, and I cosplay a lot. I also draw a lot, and do school. I do a lot of schoolwork. Like, I have a really big project due, by Sunday. It's like 190 points, and if I do bad on it, I could potentially fail this class. So I should probably be doing that instead of streaming. But, no rest for the wicked, no sleep for the damned. I'll get it done anyway. You mean the pink wig? My pink wig? It's pink. It's pink. I'm currently in a statistics math class, and, I hate everything about it already. It is so boring. I mean, for most of it, I kinda just click through. It's not red. I mean, maybe on camera it looks more red, but this is what I call red. That's what I call, like, a fuchsia pink. Is pink. Are you colorblind? I mean, yeah, hot pink. That also makes sense. Like fuchsia, hot pink. That's still closer to pink than red. Specifically a name. It's not red, though. And there is no red wigs behind me. I only have a pink one behind me. I wear it usually when I dress up as Vi. I don't understand abbreviations. Because abbreviations can mean absolutely anything. No. I cosplayed Pomni recently. A person typed the title of an anime, but they used an abbreviation to describe the name instead of just typing out the full name. Like, I understand why they do that. It's for the fact that it's just easier. But since I don't understand abbreviations, it means absolutely nothing to me. TADC. Have no clue what that means. KNY? Why is it KNY? Thank you. Oh. Yeah, I would have never guessed that, I'm not gonna lie. I do not understand abbreviations. They automatically my brain just fills it in with gibberish for no reason. I can't do abbreviations, my brain won't allow it. Oh, like the normal spelling of, like, the anime, not the what most people call it. I'm not listening to you. Do you want me to block you and put you in timeout for being a little baby brat? Don't be a little brat. Nobody likes brats. I got an awesome moderator now. Have a good night. Good luck on your assignments. Adam? Thank you. I did read your name. Adam? I still hate the abbreviation. I don't like abbreviations. Because I made it green. I don't know. Because it's green now. America. I don't know. I'm never looking at a clock. Half the time I don't even know what day it is. That's because I live in the rich part of town. Yeah. When you live in a nice neighborhood and not a shitty one, you tend to not get gunshots around you. Though someone was lighting off fireworks yesterday. It was like 4 in the morning, too. I'm not rich. Don't get that wrong. My dad pays rent. Also, I work a minimum wage job. Thanks. Why do you repeat yourself like 20 times? I earn minimum wage. I mean, I don't really need to. I know how to. I don't really have any enemies. Not that I know of. Someone might consider me an enemy, but I won't know about them existing because they don't matter to me in the first place. Imagine letting someone be that important to you. Could never be me. The only people who are actually important to me are people who are actually my friends. And if they're not my friend, then they just kind of don't exist to me. Like they're an afterthought. Don't get me wrong. I do memorize a lot of the names that I see whenever I'm filming and streaming, and I do recognize a lot of people occasionally if they do something interesting enough. Like visual vibes, I know you were here last Wednesday. I mean, it's okay, planet. I think Saturn's a little bit prettier, though. But Jupiter's really nice. Oh. I mean, I would treat it the same as any other creature. Equally. Because, like, I treat cats and people the same way, where I'll say very demeaning things, but I'll have a full conversation with a cat and a human. Just because I can. I don't know. I don't. Welcome back, silly. I do play Minecraft. Hello, Dallas. Thank you. You're exactly right. Spam is kind of annoying because it means I don't get to see everyone else's messages. And if they spam too much, I miss out on other people's questions and stuff. It kind of makes it harder for me to read and keep up with chat. I don't know, I just talk about things so that people can learn about just vibes and have a friend to just chill with. I mean, like every single one of my videos, I talk to the camera like I'm talking to just anyone and given a story. I treat everyone like friend. Because that's the kind of vibe that I want for my channel. Make everyone feel like they're just chatting with a friend. Feel comfortable, calm. I don't know, silly. Prove that you could be responsible enough to deserve being a mod. Because, like, Yunwei was doing mod things even before I made her a mod. Like, be respectful, be kind. I thought it was adorable, and I was just like, this deserves. I mean, a lot of people wanted KFC today for no reason, so it was so hectic all day. Do any of y'all have Discord? Because you could join the Discord server, technically. Anyone who wants to join my Discord, feel free. I post my art and cosplay photos ahead of time before the actual video gets posted, so you get a sneak peek of what's to come. Me giving it to you, and then you immediately, can I have jobs? I always realize it's because you can't see when I give it to you until, like, after. Welcome in, Akaza. You're from the last stream. I recognize that name. Well, I mean, my moderators are responsible. They won't just ban a person just because they asked. Good job. Like, that's actually, like, a really difficult thing to do. I hope you see current improvement in your life. Though I will have to ask, if you did stop drinking, I do have a question about it. What made you want to drink in the first place? Because usually the reason I see people want to drink is because they have something else going on that makes them, like, internally upset, so much so that they do not want to feel anymore. You don't have to share if you don't feel comfortable. But curiosity is curiosity. Did you, like, change your name? Or, like, your gamer tag? I don't recognize. Thank goodness. My brain fixed it. I did not recognize your name initially. Did you switch it or change it? Or did you, like, change the profile pic? I knew something was off. I could tell there was something different. Welcome in, Cheeto. I don't speak Portuguese. The thing is, I know I might be Portuguese, but, like, I don't know it. Yeah, that checks out for a drinking problem, is trauma. Yeah. That checks out. You don't have to go into detail, but that checks out. I am a very mixed breed because I have so many different ethnicities in my bloodline that I have no idea what I am. I think that just means, like, they're two different ethnicities. Or at least I hope that's what they mean. I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're fully one ethnicity, it means both of your parents, if they're 100% an ethnicity, were inbred. And it's not a good thing to be inbred. Gender fluid means I am okay with you guys referring to me as any pronouns. You can call me a he, you can call me a she, you can call me a they or an it. I will accept it. That was a really bad joke. Like, what is that? I don't know. Oh my god, what is that? According to my parents, my dad says that he's half Portuguese and the other half is he said his mother was apparently every ethnicity. And so that's just it just means they have no clue what she is. That's what I'm taking that as. So that's just a whole part of my family that is just, what the fuck are you? Then I have a whole part of my family that I don't know how I'm related to them. I just know that they come to family reunions once in a while, and that I had to go to a few funerals for family members in that are Nigerian. So I find that kind of interesting. Have no clue how I'm related to them, but like vibes because they're some of the coolest people in my family that don't talk shit about others. But I've only ever really met them during funerals. And apparently, like, I have some lesbian aunts on that side of the family too. I I don't know much about that side of my family. I've only been to funerals with them. I wish I knew how they were related to me and why I don't know them very well. But I know they're in my family because my parents said they were family members. I would like to know how and like are they my cousins? Are they my aunts, uncles? Where's the lineup? Like, am I directly related to them? Because that'd be cool. I'd vibe with that. But I don't know. I don't know how I'm related to like half my family members. I just call them family members because my parents referred to them as family members. I don't smoke or drink. I might be 22, but I don't drink alcohol. I also don't smoke because I have asthma. I already can't breathe. Why would I inhale something that would make it worse? I already have issues, and any of those recreational things would make it worse. I've already ended up in the hospital a few times because of my breathing condition and or not eating properly. Not gonna make it worse. I'm not trying to chance it with the Reaper, you know? I'm not trying to say hello to an early grave. No. I don't know because everyone wanted to fuck random people and have a bunch of bastard babies, so now nobody knows who's related to who. I know I'm part Irish and French Canadian. Thank you. I like my hair. You know, that's fair. Your country? Thank you. I mean, video games, I like Minecraft. That's the only video game I know how to play. I mean, I guess I know I know how to play Castle Crashers. I also like that game, I guess. Nice. But you're a man, aren't you? No. Yeah, nobody can really tell my age, but also, my current stepmom, she's technically my aunt. She's half Hawaiian and half Japanese. Wait, no, not Japanese. No, no. What was it again? God, it's been years since she told me her ethnicities. Chinese. That is it. That's correct. That sounds right, because she knows Mandarin. I mean, Akaza didn't do anything wrong. Not necessarily. Probably because nobody knows what they are. That's probably why people care. But honestly, I don't really need to know what I am. And I never asked those questions before until people were like, "What the fuck are you?" And I'm just like, I don't really know. My family don't keep track of our ancestors. We hardly speak to each other. Um, Technically, the only reason you really need to know your ancestral background is for medicine and effectivity with drugs. So if you want proper medicines that work the best with your specific DNA, you'd have to understand your ethnic ethnic background. Because certain medicines don't work with certain ethnicities. Like every single breed of dog needs a certain type of food and diet. Same thing with ethnic backgrounds. Certain people need specific kinds of diets and needs and exercises that differ based on their ancestral past and DNA. So, technically, the only real reason you need to know your ethnicities is to know how effective medicines will be with your specific ethnic background. You're saying it's not correct, but they do check you regardless if you're 100% in ethnicity. You just did a double negative. But yes, technically, certain medicines affect certain ethnicities differently. And I have done research in medicines, mainly because I was curious, like how different genders get different amounts of effectiveness from different drugs. So do different ethnicities. Same thing with likelihood of finding out whether you are oh, what was my train of thought? I have no idea what my blood type is. Um I don't know much about me. I did it because I was into medical shows when I was younger and I got bored. I have no idea why I have so many subscribers yet so few views, but it's probably because um psychology is my favorite subject. But I might go into psychiatry because I'm also kind of interested in medicines and how they affect people. I've always been curious about poisons and medicines and how certain poisons can become medicines if you take them in a certain dosage. It's fascinating, really. Something that can be considered a negative can also be good. I mean, if you look into the deep biology and science, technically each ethnic group gets affected by medicine slightly differently based on. That's why it's kind of important to know. That's why not everyone gets diagnosed the same way, and also not everyone gets given the same dosage of medicine or type of medicine when in doctor's offices, is because every single person is so vastly different. We try to see each other as like really similar and try to group ourselves up into categories, but no matter how much we try to group ourselves up, we're still so different from each other in very small ways. We all have our slight differences, and it's so fascinating to see, which is why I was always interested in psychology in the first place, because I love how vastly different people react and understand things. I don't know either. I mean, cosmetology is really nice. I don't think it's okay to judge people, but like, it's also not our job to judge people. I kind of like people watching though, because I find people fascinating. I think it's okay for people to be the way they are, and I like watching them be themselves, especially if they're happy with themselves. If a person's not happy with themselves, it makes me feel like kind of sad. I think I should consider myself a furry, considering how many pairs of cat ears I own. I'm actually getting a new costume piece soon, and I'm really excited about it. Um I do like Therians though. I find them adorable, and every single time I scroll on YouTube, I occasionally see furries and I occasionally see Therians. Both are awesome, and I'm not gonna lie, Therians kind of have better music taste than furries. Sorry, not sorry. Every time I scroll through Therians, they have like way nicer music taste than when I scroll through furries, where it's just more. There's other things going on. I don't I don't think so. Me looking away from the camera to talk about things that are like, sorry, not sorry, but I'm gonna say something judgmental, even though I don't want to or believe that I should. But on average, whenever I scroll through Therian accounts, I tend to like the music that they're using on their videos more than whenever I scroll through furry accounts. I, sorry, not sorry. It's a judgment, but like, it's not. I guess it's mean. I mean, I consider it mean because, like, if someone said like my music taste sucked, it'd make me feel bad about it. The DSM-5. I mean, yeah, a little bit. According to the DSM-5, though, with psychology, I have symptoms of autism. I'm very highly autistic, according to the DSM-5. So that probably should explain a lot of my personality and how I am. So my mom has ADHD, so the chance of me having ADHD is also very high. I don't know any songs by Blink. I'm sorry. It's actually how I found out I was autistic in the first place, was reading through the DSM-5 and being like, that checks out. Oof. Yeah, no, and then some of my autistic friends who have actually been diagnosed were like, "How the fuck did you not know you were autistic?" And I was just like, "I didn't even know what autism was." Gender fluid means I go by any pronouns. So you can use he, him, she, her, they, them. I don't take meds, but also medicine is really ineffective for me. So I kind of just do my own thing. The DSM-5 is like a book of criteria for how you diagnose mental illnesses. I don't really have a favorite. I like all animes for different reasons. Like Apothecary Diaries is really cute. And I like Mao Mao because she's really into poisons and medicines, and I find that fascinating. I like Dr. Stone because it's a science anime and they talk a lot about different building and creating things and putting things together, and I find that fascinating. I also really like Death Note because it's really spooky and it's got some detective things, and yeah. Then I like Demon Slayer because it's really cute and it's got some really sad stories in it. I like My Hero Academia. I find it really fun. Um, I like Attack on Titan. It's a little boring though, so I could understand why most people wouldn't like it, but I kind of just like watching the fight scenes because they're really cool and it looks very poetic how they move so fluidly, and it's just, it feels like a dance, and it's kind of pretty. You can call me Glamour or Drea, like my gamer tag. Some of my first cosplays were actually My Hero Academia characters. My first 3 wigs was a Bakugo wig, a Deku wig, and Aizawa. And I actually made my goggles for Aizawa out of cardboard. Though I do have 103 cosplays now. So I have a bit of a problem, but I also have hundreds of cat plushes. So that's also another issue. Just, I have a lot of things. I have a lot of things. If I like something, I like it to the maximum. Yeah. That's my form of hyperfocus, is, if I like something, I like every aspect of it. Yes, my best friend is my sister-in-law, and she does my hair for me. You'll probably never meet her, so don't get excited. To be fair, I don't talk to her very often, so it's not like I have that good of a best friend type situation. But me and her, we kind of just vibe. So, no. All the rooms are full. It's more of, I don't have to talk to my friends, and we can just see each other in person and just hang out. We don't have to actively talk to each other to be okay with each other. So I have the kind of situation with my friends where I won't actively seek them out and they won't actively seek me out, but occasionally we'll talk about hanging out, being like, hey, let's go outside for once and not be alone. I mean, if anyone is considered my emergency contact, it would be my, it would actually be my mom or my dad. But she's on the top of the list when it comes to who I'm gonna call, because I know my mom won't be able to show up immediately, and neither will my dad. He probably won't even answer the phone. They'll show up eventually, but not immediately. If I want help immediately, the person I'm probably gonna call is my sister-in-law, since I know she'd show up immediately. She's just that type of person who's like, on my way now. Like, when I first got into my car accident that left me kind of injured, because I have permanent spasms in my spine now. So, yay, nerve damage. I kind of just exist. But, like, she showed up first to the car accident and cussed out the bitch, because it was considered a hit and run. Yeah, no, my last, big problem was a car accident, and the woman who hit me ran away into her doctor's office. And if you go farther than like 10 feet from the accident, unless you're going to the other person's car, it's considered a hit and run. Don't leave the scene of the crime without solving or handing off information. Otherwise, it's considered a hit and run. Police were called. My sister-in-law showed up, cussed her out for being a bitch. While I had a panic attack the entire time. Because I don't handle stressful situations well at all. I am not tall at all. I am so fucking short. I can say I'm under average female height. You're like 5 foot even. I'm 5'2". I'm not even 5'3". No, I'm 5'2". Thank you. My hair is awesome. But I do wear really tall boots to make myself taller. Because luckily, since I don't mind walking on my tippy toes, because I can do point and stuff, because I used to be in ballet a lot. If I had point shoes, I could go directly on my toes very easily. Unfortunately, I don't own point shoes, but I can just stand on my toes. Because I got muscles. I mean, you're average height. So you're not short, you're just not tall. It's the only long sleeve shirt that I had that I could just throw over because I was wearing a tank top and I was like, I'm not gonna stream in a tank top because I already get harassed enough when people comment on my tits, so I don't want that. I want people to not be weird. So this is the first shirt I could find. It actually has a hood, so it's kind of cool. No, because I'm also studying to be a doctor. I mean, I'm studying to be a psychologist, specifically want to be a therapist, which means I need my doctorate. I did zone out very fully. I mean, yeah, if you want to be a private therapist, you need a doctorate. And that's how you get the best pay. I can start earlier than that. I can start technically after I get my bachelor's. But if I want to have like private practice, technically you need a doctorate. And clientele. And to get paid the best, you need a doctorate. Not when I was looking it up. And my guidance counselor said I needed my doctorate. I don't know what that means. I mean, you can probably do it with a master's. That's fair. You would need a clinical license. I mean, I want a psychologist. I want a doctorate because then I can show it off to my grandmother and she'll stop harassing me. I think it's mainly for my family, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yeah. I specifically wanted a doctorate because I heard it pays the best if you have the highest degree. I did my research based off of pay. Yeah, I like women's. I mean, I chose psychology because I knew it paid well and that it's a section of degree that needs it. That's true. I mean, every state has its own rules for how much of a degree you need in order to do certain jobs. Maybe yours is different than mine, but I was told by my guidance counselor I should get the doctorate so that it doesn't matter what state I'm in, I can be guaranteed to have the position that I want. 30 clients a week doesn't sound like that many. Well, yeah, no. I know for certain I can start after I get my bachelor's. That's when I can start my internships and everything. I mean, I plan to do all of the studying. I mean, 30 doesn't sound like a lot, considering I already have to deal with lots of people daily anyway. But maybe that's because I already deal with a lot of people on the. I mean, considering I can fully pay off my school while in school because I live for free, then it doesn't really affect me. My dad is willing to let me live in and with my dad until I'm done with school, which means every single ounce of money that I make can go back into paying for school. So by the end, yeah, my dad doesn't make me pay rent though. I don't know. I mean, they're stopping people from harassing me, I guess. I mean, my dad doesn't make me pay rent. It's also my grandmother owns the house. I do crochet a little bit, not very often. No, my dad's awesome. And I'm thankful every day that he's willing to support me. I'm a college student. I'm working on my bachelor's. I know my dad pays rent. My dad has to pay my grandmother. I hope you know the grandmother that he has to pay is not related to him at all. And the only reason she bought this house in the first place was because, one, my dad was really upset after my grandfather died. So my grandmother on my mom's side decided to buy the house for my dad to live in, but she makes him pay rent. But yeah, no, my dad pays rent to my grandmother. But my grandmother bought it because she wanted me to do well. And she really cares about me, and I tried my best to take care of her, but then I got really busy with work and school to where I just don't have the time to be around her often. Thank you. I work really hard on keeping my hair nice. It's kind of warm now. It's been a while. I mean, I got into the college that I chose because I was like, this is why I chose this school. You can actually get into any college a lot easier than you think it is. You just have to do a deep dive and research on specific reasons why you choose one school over another. And they'd be more flattered and more likely to choose you over other people. The reason I specifically chose the college that I am in is because it is cheap enough for me to afford to pay through my schooling and not have a high amount of student loans by the end. And I could technically fully pay it off without student loans at all. Only because I don't pay rent. That's the only reason I could afford it. If it wasn't for my family, I'd be in a worse situation. Without them, I'd be worse off. I am thankful every day that I have my family as supportive as they are. Even if I'm an asshole to them, that doesn't mean anything. That's just how family is. But yeah, no, a great essay can get you in. But I did an interview to get into the college of my choice. They called me and were like, so why are you choosing this college over any of the others that are available? And I was like, you have the courses I want, the degree I want, and you also have the cheapest schooling, so I could easily afford this college. And they were like, good enough. You know, that's fair, because there are people who just won't show up to class, like, ever. And you can just pretend to be them. Yeah, the thing is, school in America is one of the worst places to go to school. If I'd recommend anything, try seeing if they wanna go to a college in Germany. They have far better schooling there, I'm not gonna lie. It's more structured, more balanced, and very straightforward and strict. They also grade way harder. I know you'll need to learn German in order to do that, but they do have technically better schooling. Anyone who thinks American schooling is that great, it's not. It really sucks. It's the bare minimum of effort, and it's all just figure it out yourself. And, like, that works for some people, but if you want actual better schooling, I'd recommend a college in a different country that's not America. I recommend just any other country. You'll probably have higher grades or better teachers. The teachers here don't get paid that great. I'm not gonna lie, I do online school only. So I go at my own pace. I don't have to listen to a teacher. I don't have to sit in a classroom. You'd probably fail every single class if you had to study in China. America's not as great as people think it is. I mean, there are worse countries, yes, but it's not that great. You'd probably want to go to China if you want the smartest outcomes, I'm not gonna lie. But they're also very strict on deadlines, so good luck if you choose them. In Germany, being too early is just as bad as being too late. It's extremely expensive to study in America. It's also expensive if you get sick or hurt. If you get even, like, slightly ill in America, it can cost you thousands if you end up in the hospital. There's no winning, okay? Even with insurance, the only reason I'm okay with going to, like, a doctor's if I'm sick is because I know my specific state insurance covers most of the price. The most I ever have to spend on medicine or on a doctor's visit is like $10 to $15. The rest is covered by my insurance. And that's because my state insurance just happens to be really good. But not everyone gets that. Some people in my state have to pay like $85 just to see a doctor once. And that's like with Medicare and stuff. I'm glad I was born in my state because it's kind of more affordable. If I was in any other state, I'd probably be worse off. I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of glad I have my state insurance. Because I heard other people's prices for how much they have to pay in order to go to a doctor, and it just baffles me. $15 or $10 is not bad to spend to go to a doctor for me. To see my eye doctor, it's only a $15 copay. $85 is a lot of money to see a doctor, and I would never see a doctor if that's how much I had to pay. I'm not gonna lie. So a person with Medicare having to spend $85 per doctor's visit baffles me. I'm so glad I have my own medical plan. My state insurance is good enough, and I prefer it. Though I'm pretty sure only some people are eligible for state insurance. My mom's currently jobless and about to be homeless. So that's something. She's finding it almost impossible to get a job, and it's kind of annoying. But no, joblessness and homelessness is like a worldwide problem. I'll be back. I feel better now. Yo, I have a pair of earrings I made recently. Do you want to see how cute? Look, it's little cats. And they have little bandito masks. Hello. Deadlines. Minimum GPA requirements. That is definitely the worst. That is awful. Though I get straight A's, so I wouldn't know how that feels to have to worry about your grades. Though I also don't study very hard. It's a lot easier to memorize things if 1, you're interested in the topic, and 2, you're calm. And 3, choose cinnamon gum. I don't know what helps. It just helps you remember things better. Cinnamon helps remember. So choose cinnamon gum. When you're studying, you'll remember it a lot better when you chew it later. Also, write things down and do not type them. If you write things down instead of typing them, you will memorize it a lot better. And that's like one of the best ways to study. And write slowly and like try to write as neat as possible. It will help you slow down so that you're actually reading what you're writing and not just writing without any thought. I hope that makes sense. I don't know. I've never made gloves before. I know why it works. I just said, like, well, yeah, I did say I didn't know. That's fair. That's also why I like mint. For, like, gloves. I mean, I buy things online. And, like, the cheapest pair of gloves I think I've bought before is, like, $2. But I also don't buy things that are expensive. I buy directly from factories, which means they are badly made. Yeah, buying anything in a factory is just it's cheaper. If people want higher quality and handmade things, they're willing to spend a bit more money on them, but most of the time they're gonna compare your prices with machines, and we are not machines. Which sucks because I make jewelry and stuff, but I can only make so many pieces at a time. And I can only sell so much. Like, I made this bracelet. I also made this bracelet. I also made the tags for it. I used to sell jewelry actively in a shop. I do not sell jewelry in a shop anymore. But I still wish I would have people buying jewelry from me. I'm not gonna lie. I still have plenty in stock. Like, I made this bracelet. I made this bracelet. I made all of this jewelry. Because I am a jewelry maker. I also made this bracelet. It's got some really pretty crystals. And this one. I think everyone finds me by accident. Thank you. I made it. Look, it's a little mini cat. And I painted on the little face mask. He's a little bandito. I can show you some of my cooler earrings too. I make a lot of jewelry, so be warned. This is a pair of earrings I made. And I also made this pair. This one's really pretty. Sadly, I can only sell them privately right now, since I don't have an online website or shop. So basically, if a person private messages me and asks about, like, jewelry and stuff, they can buy pieces from me. Oh, then there's this one. It's got little moons on it and stars, and the other side is like really pretty. Look, there's mini ducks. These actually glow in the dark. This one, they're little bottles. They're blue and like pretty. I like butterflies a little bit, but only by look. This one's really pretty too. This one's like moths. This is like a little necklace. It's got like rainbow. Some more ducks. These glow in the dark. More butterflies. This one's got like a red and black vibe, and the other side's like shiny and silver. This one's like moths, and they're like really shiny. These ones are quite big, but they're like angel wings and butterflies. So they're like really big. These are little stars. They're a little green, but they're kind of shiny. I was wondering where these were. I was looking for these placards because at one point I couldn't find any of them. So for some of my earrings, I just kind of placed them on like stickers instead of on one of my placards. But this is actually a pair that I made with a bunch of little dangly bits. This one's got like a gear and like brown crystals and butterflies. I mean, I could make them a different color, but I don't know why I would do that. I kind of like them the way they are. If we ever meet in person, I'll trade you a bracelet for a handmade item. That way it's an equivalent exchange. I do not like to take without giving back. This is another pair. They're like black and flowery, and it's got like little stars and gemstones, and it's got some really pretty chain that's like rainbow. Oh, another necklace that's moths. Some more ducks. These are little purple bottles filled with like glitters and shinies. This one's got like a blue and a red design. And that one's really pretty. I can make those bottles in any color. I've never been out of my state. I'm from America. Where's Mama? The Crochet Mama. What country? Look at this one. These are butterflies. They're like blue and flowers, and they got like little eyes. And it's got blue, so it's got like the evil eye effect. The land of freedom, my ass. They're trying to stop people from being gay, and they brought back child workers. They brought back child labor. I mean, technically, child labor never went away in America. You could falsify child labor as a child activity or a religious excursion. This is a pair of earrings I made. They're little heart shapes and they're shiny and the gems move inside. More ducks. Every country has its downsides. This is another pair of earrings. Got like the red vibe. Really shiny and pretty. The ducks. You know, I also prefer the ducks. This one's got like a black rose theme with butterflies, and then it's got like orange on the other side. So this one's like a cool one. And not only but like this necklace has like a matching pair of earrings. Forgot about that. This one's got like orange and blue. Thank you. Ooh, this one's green and shiny. Look how pretty. Magic little potion vials. I like this color green. More ducks. No, I don't design the butterflies. I find really pretty butterfly stickers and then I cover them in resin. And then I attach a bunch of pieces together with wire and a needle. Wouldn't you like to know? More glow-in-the-dark ducks. I mean, I'm autistic. More potion bottles. They're like blue, like a tealish blue. Thank you. Ooh, these are, I forgot what they were called. Fuck. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find that word in my brain. Not right now. Not at this current moment. If it was there, it is gone. No, a Ouija is like the name of the board. Planchette. They're the planchettes. And of course I would know that. I've made a few Ouija boards. I show off my room a lot, especially in cleaning videos. For some reason, people like watching me clean my room. I don't get it, but like, vibes, I guess. This is another pair of butterflies. Here's another pair. More butterflies with little dangly crystals. This one's another one. It's got little dragon charms. And the pretty butterflies. They all make different noises when I pick them up. They are themed ones, though. I literally have a whole video of me making those butterflies with the gemstones and explaining what the theme was for each one of them. Like this one I chose based off of the evil eye. No. I hope you know the way I keep these are just haphazardly in a bag. So if you want to know the structural integrity of my jewelry and how actually good it is when it comes down to it, it won't fall. Evil eye here means you wish bad intentions on others. If you give someone the evil eye, it's like cursing them. That's why people wear evil eyes, is it's a form of protection from people who judge you. If you want to be free from judgment, you wear the evil eye, as it is a symbol of protection. But what would I know? I'm just a person who grew up around witchcraft and people teaching me about the dark occult and spiritual things. My mom is a pagan right now. I don't really need to wear an evil eye because I don't really get cursed or vexed because people kind of genuinely like me usually. And if they don't like me, they tend to just disappear out of my life naturally. So I don't have to get rid of them, they get rid of themselves. I grew up around it, and I worked in a witch shop for years. Look, this one has little infinity symbols and black gemstones with the black butterfly. I mean, I grew up around it, so I kind of just know about it in general. I mean, she says she's pagan, so I kind of just say that she's pagan because she says she's pagan. This one has, a lot of people confuse the devil sign with the pentagram. If it has 2 points up, it is evil. If it has 1 point up, it is a symbol of peace. And a lot of people mix them up, but I get it. Pentagrams are usually seen as evil or vindictive, but they can also be a sign of good heart and peace. But what would I know? I grew up learning about these things. Symbolism and... well, yeah. We're all mad here. Mwahaha. I mean, yeah. According to the definition of what a god is, and I'm going purely off of definition, it's a being that has a higher power than your own kind. Which means deities can technically be considered gods without being a true god. I believe all of them exist. But there's no way to tell who is the true god. So at the end of the day, it is better to just be a good person than to care about what people think. I just believe everyone should just be a good person. This one's really pretty. This one's got like, yeah. I mean, I prefer facts over beliefs. Hi, welcome in. I prefer science and fact over beliefs, but I do like researching them because a lot of beliefs can control how a person feels, and it can make or break whether certain treatments would work on them. Especially when considering therapy. Because a lot of people have a religious trauma. Exactly. I kind of like looking into beliefs, though. They're really interesting. They're not necessarily important in some ways, but to understand people as a whole, you have to understand their beliefs. No, that does not make sense. But I'm also tired because I worked from like 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. and now I'm home streaming. I'm just running off of like after I'm done with work brain. Did you know that every single person who had a theory about what stars were, well, the pretty lights in the skies, everyone had different facts about what they were, and every single one of them was correct. Some people said pockets of gas, some people said stars, some people said planets, moons. Every single one of them had a correct answer, because every single light in the sky is something different entirely, which is fascinating. Imagine we're all correct and all wrong at the same time. Isn't that interesting? So imagine every single person who believes in a religion is correct and wrong at the same time. And that's kind of how I see beliefs, is they can all be right and wrong at the same time. This ain't a career. This is just a hobby. And I don't get paid for YouTube. Tarot reading is just a hobby. And it's not based on fact. But technically, tarot readings, if I can give you the secret of why they make sense and why they work, is it's all subjective, which means you can say whatever you want and still be close or correct, because it's a pseudoscience. And a pseudoscience just signifies that every single one of those things can be true for every single person. That's also how zodiacs work. You can say you're any zodiac and a person will find a reason to agree with you. Because it's a pseudoscience. It's so subjective and valid that technically it applies to everyone. That's why it works. But I guess not everyone understands that. I mean, everyone has a different belief on whether a religion is correct or not. They're like, it's either this religion or that religion or this religion or that religion. And that's why I don't understand why they fight, because they're basically following the same type of commandments where it's like, be nice to each other, don't be assholes, you'll be forgiven. But like, that's why I'm like, sometimes people say it's wrong to believe in a certain religion when it's not. You can believe in any of them and still be correct about what you're choosing. Because I also believe religions are kind of a form of pseudoscience, where they all kind of correlate with each other. Yeah. I mean, I study psychology. The reason I like tarot cards is because they help people open up a lot faster and help people guide their thoughts a lot quicker. they're not necessarily telling the future or telling anything that's real. They're guiding you to an answer. And that's basically what therapists do and psychologists do. They tell you things and help you find your answers. Like, what's wrong with my life? Why is everything falling apart? Well, the cards say this is a great way to start a person to look deeper into themselves so that they'll tell you things. The reason tarot cards work is not because they're telling you stuff, it's because they're so generic that they can fit in anyone's life and still make sense. You can place any single card in a tarot deck in any space, and it can still be accurate to a person's life. That's why they work, and that's how a pseudoscience is, which is fascinating, and that's kind of why I like studying pseudosciences. And the only reason I really like tarot cards is because they help people open up and find out how to make their lives better. That's why I don't mind doing tarot readings for people. It helps make them talk. It helps make them look deeper in themselves. I mean, yeah, tarot cards are really pretty. I actually have a few different tarot decks. I mean, every single card is chance, sure, but they all basically mean the same things. This is one of my, like, favorite sets right now, because they're, like, really pretty. Like, look how pretty these are. You can't tell me that this isn't aesthetic. Like, that's gorgeous. This one's got, like, a butterfly on it. This one's got, like, a little snake. They're so pretty. These are tarot cards, yes. They're specifically oracle cards. These ones are good for teaching people the meanings of the cards. They give you pretty images on one side, and they can show you what they look like. And then on the other side, it tells you what each of the cards mean. So these are ones I use when I'm teaching people about tarot readings and stuff. Because one, they're pretty, two, they can teach you what the cards mean. So it's basically like having the book and having the cards all at once. But yeah, the science behind tarot is it's so generalized that you can apply it to anyone. Same thing with, thank you, I like my hair too, but it is basically just a form of making people talk. These are oracle cards. They're not necessarily tarot cards, but they're really pretty too. They got little images on them. This specific set is meant to tell you about past lives, if you believe those exist. I find it interesting when people talk about past lives, but yet again, I find it interesting when people talk about anything that's weird or different or kooky. So the thing is, the way I use the past life cards is I close my eyes and pick random cards based off of what vibes I'm getting. Now, this is the one set. This is actually the first tarot deck I've ever gotten. It was a gift. You're actually only supposed to use gifted cards. You're not supposed to buy your own tarot deck. But this is my main set of tarot cards. It's the main ones I use. It's the universal deck. It's the most common to find, but it also applies to everyone. I mean, yeah, basically. But it's interesting how easily it works at getting people to open up about themselves and understand what's going wrong in their lives. It can either help a person improve, or it just helps them double check on themselves. I mean, yeah. I mean, in therapy, sometimes it can take years to get people to open up to you. Sometimes you can get them to open up to you instantly. But you also can't force them to do anything. The whole point is to let them just naturally find comfort in you. I mean, doctors and therapists and patients, they all need to find mutual respect and trust in each other. That's what makes it work. I think the irony is the amount of random people, like strangers and stuff, that have told me their deepest, darkest secrets for no reason. I mean, I'll listen, yes, no matter what, but it's a lot. I mean, technically, you can predict anything. I mean, you can smell the air to see if it will rain. So, I mean, technically, you can just smell when it rains. I mean, that's how people in the past predicted whether it would rain or not. If the air smelled different, you can smell whether it's going to rain. No, I've had people who've spoken to me in person tell me their deepest, darkest secrets and have repeated to meet me multiple times. I mean, we already know who's on the Epstein file. If you don't know who's on it, then you clearly do not pay attention well enough. Anyone who is trying to hide information about it or keep it undercover is on the file. I mean, anyone who voted to keep it private is on the file. If you did not know, they kind of outed themselves. It's a pervert list. It's just a list of perverts. Though, the biggest red flag about that is, honestly, if anyone shows up on that list more than once, because they had to sign their name every time they showed up. If they only showed up once and find out what it is, they're keeping it a secret so they won't get killed, but they're also not gonna return because they don't want to, because they're not a part of the group. If they show up multiple times, that means they actively chose to take part of it multiple times because they wanted to. No, even before it got released, you could tell who was on it. Did you know that they actually built an AI system that could, tell who was a criminal or not, and most politicians were seen as criminals? Because most of them are. If you have enough money, you can get away with murder. That's the truest fact you'll get. No, but even before it got, like, any form of publicity, you could find out who is on the list. I mean, yeah. I remember someone stating that Kirk said that if his daughter got raped, even if she was still a kid, if she got pregnant, she'd have to carry it to term. I don't know if he actually said that, but as far as I'm concerned, everything I've heard about the guy, the only redeeming quality is that he's a dad, isn't really good enough reason. 'Cause, like, anyone can fuck a woman and get her pregnant. Anyone can get married. What's their actual redeeming qualities? Give me, like, actual ones, please. Because as far as I'm concerned, I have not seen actual redeeming qualities yet. I mean, it says he wants her to be traumatized and or have a chance to die in birth. A child themselves is innocent. But, like, don't you care more about people who are already alive than a person who could potentially be alive? 'Cause I honestly wouldn't have minded being an abortion. It would have saved me the trouble. Exactly. I mean, if I was still in the womb, I kind of wish I was an abortion, not alive right now. This was forced upon me. I'll keep living because it's interesting, but if I had a choice upon whether I was actually born or not, I'd probably undo that mistake. Because I don't like myself. But that's coming from a person who wished they weren't born. That's why I kind of am okay with an abortion. If anyone wants an abortion, they can get one. But that's in my belief system because of the fact that I wouldn't have minded if my parents didn't have me. They did. They kept me. But, like, if they didn't choose to have me, hey, I wouldn't care. If they changed their mind, that would have been better off. Because do you know how expensive it is to live? For a normal, like, small meal from where I work, for the average person, is about $15. And that's for a regular-sized meal. Like, I'm gonna see where things go because I'm here, but, like... I mean, in my belief system, living is both a good thing and a bad thing, but death is also a good thing, and it's just, It's good. I see death as a blessing also. Don't harm yourselves, but, like, if you naturally die, like natural causes take you, I see that also as a blessing. I mean, if you believe death is the end, then death is the end for you. But I see death as no more pain, no more suffering, no more debt, no more people taking advantage of you, no more bad stuff. And you can only feel light and peace and calm. You don't have to worry about getting attacked. You don't have any worries if you're dead. That's why when my cat died, my only thought was, at least he's not suffering. I hope he didn't have a traumatic death. I hope he had a peaceful, like, I'm gonna wander off so I don't die in front of you, my love. But, like, I do miss my cat. I mean, I see life as temporary and a learning experience. I believe we're supposed to be alive to learn everything we possibly can, which is why I want to continue life. But I see death as a good thing. It's always been considered no more suffering and everything will be better and you'll be happier. You can still see your loved ones. They can't see you, but, like, I don't need to talk to people to be happy. I can just be in the same room as people I care about and just be comfortable. If they ask for rent after death, I'm just gonna be like, can I just not? I've always seen it as, like, you're learning as a learning experience. But I also grew up with, like, around my mom's ideals, and she always described life as learn as much as you can so that people with the ability to see insight can learn, or you can even protect others who are still learning. I can't. I don't have a Bible. And I refuse to look it up because I do not care enough. And after this, I'm going to bed. Thank you. I like my hair too. I mean, I believe there is something after death. I believe in multiple forms of afterlife. I hope you know I'm an omniist. I believe all your gods exist. I believe every religion is correct in their own rights. My grandma's like, doesn't that mean you're kind of like divided? And I'm just like, well, not really. I think I'm more like balanced than everyone else because you only believe in one God while I believe everyone is okay. I believe everyone gets the good ending. I believe everyone ends up in paradise. I believe everyone is happy after death. Thank you. I work very hard in my cosplays. I believe whatever you believe will happen to you is gonna be your outcome. Well, evil people believe they're gonna have a bad outcome. So they're gonna end up where they believe they'll end up. According to omnism, we believe people will end up where they want to end up after death. So if you believe good things will happen after death, that's what will happen. If you believe bad things will happen, bad things will happen. Like serial killers that believe in life and death and heaven and hell, they believe that they're going to go to hell and they're okay with that. Which is fascinating. Because anyone who would actively choose the bad ending is fascinating to me. Like, they believe bad things will happen and they want it to happen. Isn't that weird? I did a lot of research in serial killers when I was in high school, so much so that I got suspended for 10 days for my research. Because they thought I was gonna become one. I wasn't planning on it. I wanted to know why they thought things like that, because I didn't understand it. And I find it fascinating when people think differently than the average person. And I wanted to know why they would be willing to do bad things, because I wanted to know how to prevent it. I believe in all of them. I believe they all exist. It doesn't matter to me who's in charge. I believe everyone who believes in a religion is correct. Doesn't matter if you're atheist, Muslim, Christian, Catholic, every one of you is right. If you believe that you come from nothing and go to nothing, that's what will happen. If you believe in a heaven and a hell, that's what will happen. If you believe in reincarnation, that's what will happen. I mean, yeah. I mean, I kind of wanted to work in an insane asylum when I was a kid. I'm not gonna lie. That was actually a dream job of mine because I found them fascinating. I find it, like, I find the way people think fascinating because I think so differently. As, like, why do you choose to be good and why do you choose to be bad? Even though you grew up the same way. It's weird, right? I want to know the whys. It's interesting. I don't know, maybe doctors have faith in humanity? But wouldn't that be necessarily a good thing? They'll have what they think directly. If one person thinks one thing and the other person thinks another, they'll go different paths. I believe depending on what choices a person makes, they'll have a different path that they follow. Like, if you want a heaven and a hell and you truly believe that, you will get that. If a person believes that nothing is after death and you just fade to nothingness, that's what will happen to them. Everyone has a different outcome in my belief system. It not only validates all religions, but it also makes so many people hate me for no reason. I had a woman scrutinize me, being like, "You're wrong, you can't be correct, that doesn't make sense. It's one or the other." And I'm just like, I mean, not necessarily. My standpoint is, if you believe something will happen, it will. You can will things into an existence. I don't like reading. I hope you know, I don't even like reading books. The only reason I like reading manga is because of the pictures. So maybe if, like, your Bible turns into a manga that's interesting and has action, no thank you. I don't like words. Mainly because whenever there's too many sentences that are next to each other, they tend to merge with each other, and I don't like that. That's boring. And then I get lost and confused, and is not worth it. I mean, if you believe you're gonna get in a car accident, you're going to get in a car accident. I believe people can will things to happen. I mean, some people are more accepting of it, some people aren't. Like, this one person I know, his belief system is that we are aliens that were the asteroids that killed the dinosaurs. And that the Bible, the first Bible, was a guidebook on how to start humanity over again. and keep it from being corrupted. Which is ironic because of how many people actually changed the Bible, edit it, just to scrutinize and hate each other. Like, some names in the Bible weren't originally what they were, because a priest was mad at another priest and wanted to be highly voted over him. Cosplay. Have you ever believed something so strongly that it happened? Like, when I was working on an assignment, I followed the rubric and I thought I answered everything to a T. But the night before, I thought I was gonna get a 0. And then I got a 0. I knew it was gonna happen, despite knowing that I followed the rubric as accurately and answered all the questions as accurately as I could. But I still thought I was gonna get a 0. And I did. Then I redid the assignment because, well, I wanted a better grade. And so I tried again. I still did not find the template, so I could have done better, but I didn't. But I got an A now because I thought I was going to get a better grade this time. I didn't know it was going to happen. I answered it wrong because I believed it was wrong. Exactly. See? I willed it into reality. You can will things into reality. Right before I got in my car accident, I saw a car crash into me before it happened. And I slammed on my brakes, like, right at the end of my street. And it scared me so bad. And then down the street, a woman crashed into me exactly how I saw it. This happened a while ago. I'm still seeing a doctor for it, don't get me wrong. It doesn't take less than a year to get better from a car accident, especially if it caused you to have spine pain. But, basically, my brain knew it was going to happen before it did. So I basically think that if you think something's going to happen, it's definitely going to happen. Does that make sense? Thank you. My friend dyed my hair. The car accident happened a year back, so I'm fine. I'd probably fall asleep to it, and I have way too many assignments to do that I just wouldn't have time to listen to it. I mean, I'm very straightforward with someone. I'll tell them what I think's wrong with them. But with one of my friends that I work with, every single time she does a certain, like, quirky thing, I'm like, you definitely have ADHD. And she definitely does. But it is very... I mean, it's not like I believe every religion is correct. I just don't follow one singular religion. I believe they all exist in harmony with each other. I love horror movies. I like watching scary things before bed. Um, but I also don't get nightmares. I'm usually the menace in my dreams, I'm not gonna lie. Why? What did they do to you? I've I've read a little bit, but I can never get through the book because it's too wordy. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Anyway, I'm gonna end stream here because I have other things I need to get done before I go to bed fully. Peace, love, have a good night, my fab fans, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!